Hello, I'm Daniel J. Layton from the imaginatively titled channel youtube.com/Daniel J. Layton. It's iconic. Halloween is coming up and the foolish people here at Penguin Platform have allowed me to make a video for them. I warned them. I'm actually not a big Halloween fan, which might stem from a horrendous bout of vomiting that came after a particularly intense game of Trick or Treat. But I do like an excuse to celebrate anything spooky scary, so I thought I'd take this platform and I'd talk to you about the horror genre. I'm sorry. There's no denying that horror is meant to make you feel uncomfortable. It's there to induce that spine-chilling, hair-raising, physical reaction in you. It's not meant to be pleasant, so why do we continue to watch scary films and seek out scary books? I think it's that adrenaline rush. There's an argument to be made that it comes from that basic human instinct of survival, that fight or flight kind of danger feeling. And actually, as civilization progressed, we started to tell each other scary stories as a way of maintaining that adrenaline rush. And those scary stories, like all fiction, are intended to reflect the wider society. I think if you look at any horror text and find the general menace within it, you'll see it reflected in a wider societal context. There's a sentence for your media essay. When you think of horror, most people go to the gothic horror classics like Edgar Allan Poe, who I first heard of through an episode of Sabrina the Teenage Witch, and you can pretend you didn't, but things like Jekyll and Hyde, or Frankenstein, or Dracula, which I recently got in this delightfully gothic cloth-bound edition, these things are morality plays. Frankenstein playing God and creating a monster at a time when society was dealing with science progressing so rapidly, or Dracula and its exploration of repressed Victorian sexuality and this idea of the new woman. These things take uncomfortable truths that we live with and they exacerbate them. Same with the Grimm brothers. These are cautionary tales against certain behaviours, and there's a reason that all of these books are still on the tip of people's tongues and still bestsellers centuries later. Sidebar, can we talk about how good this cover is for a second? Look at this. As we've moved on and media has changed and we've consumed more stories, these things have bled into so many different aspects of our everyday life, as I talk about at length in the video on my channel, go watch. And that's so evident in the success of crossover books like this, which is marketed as a thriller, but has plaudits on the front like heartbreaking and chilling and terrifying, and was recommended to me by a friend who read it and said that it resonated with her because of her fear over our own collective moral compass. Sound familiar? I work in a bookshop, and planning this video I asked my colleagues to define horror. What did horror mean to them? And almost all of them struggled to answer. H.P. Lovecraft famously said, "The oldest and strongest emotion of mankind is fear, and the oldest and strongest fear is fear of the unknown." And that might be why fear is so hard to define. We're not afraid of the dark, we're afraid of what the dark might hold. We're afraid of the unknown that we have no control over, that we don't yet know. Like Cthulhu with his... That's Cthulhu. That's one explanation, but I still don't think that covers everything, so I'm going to throw this open to you. Tell me a book you've read recently that really scared you, and don't just tell me what scared you, tell me why you think it did. Let's turn this video into one giant essay resource. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to Penguin Platform, and happy Halloween. Do excuse me, I'm going to go spend some time alone with this very pretty book. Not in that way.